In Northern California, winter days can feel deceptively mild, but the moment the sun drops behind the hills, the temperature plummets. It routinely drops 30 degrees in a matter of hours, and the chill sets in fast. When that happens, you naturally walk over to the thermostat and crank it up, expecting your home to fill with warm air. You likely assume the system is ready for the workload until the house stays freezing cold and you realize the furnace has gone out at the exact moment you need it most. At Valley Comfort Heating and Air, we see this constantly. Our phones ring with emergency calls from homeowners who didn't realize their system was struggling until it reached a total breakdown in the middle of a cold snap. Complex HVAC machinery rarely fails without a specific sequence of physical changes. These systems transition through several stages of mechanical stress before the heat actually stops flowing. We are going to identify the 5 physical warning signs of a failing furnace. By understanding how these issues escalate from minor efficiency drains to severe safety hazards, you can address the mechanical failure before it becomes a dangerous emergency. The first indication of trouble is often a change in the air distribution. You might walk into your living room and find it warm, only to step into a bedroom that feels like an icebox. This uneven heating points to a failure in the system's ability to circulate air. This happens when warm air escapes into your attic through leaky ductwork, or when an aging blower motor lacks the electrical power to push air to the far ends of your house. In many cases, the unit has simply reached an age where it can no longer maintain the pressure required to heat every room. You should also watch for a pattern known as short cycling. This is when your furnace clicks on, runs for only a few minutes, and shuts off before the house ever reaches the temperature you set on the thermostat. Looking at this animated diagram, we can see the mechanical trigger for that stutter. When a thick blockage forms at the air filter, heat energy builds up inside the unit rather than moving into your home. This internal heat eventually trips a safety limit switch, forcing the system to shut down to prevent internal damage. Every time the furnace restarts, it draws a surge of power that puts heavy wear on the igniter and motor. This cycle continues until the parts fail, all while significantly increasing your monthly utility bills. Cold spots and short run times are the first mechanical indicators that your furnace is struggling to perform its basic function. When a furnace operates correctly, it produces a steady, predictable hum. When the internal components begin to wear down, the system starts making distinct sounds that describe the specific part failing. High-pitched squeals or screeching noises usually mean the blower belt has frayed or the motor bearings have dried out, creating metal-on-metal friction. A rattling sound can be caused by something as simple as a loose access panel, but it can also be a sign of a cracked heat exchanger vibrating during the heating cycle. A loud boom or bang when the heat starts up is a sign of delayed ignition. As you can see in this chamber diagram, gas particles build up because the igniter didn't spark immediately. When the ignition finally occurs, the excess fuel creates an abrupt ignition that puts immense pressure on the furnace walls. If you ignore these noises, the repeated stress on the metal components will lead to a total system failure, precisely when the outdoor temperatures are at their lowest. The highest level of risk involves sensory signs that present an immediate hazard to your family. A musty odor indicates that mold is growing inside your ductwork, while a metallic or burning plastic scent suggests that electrical wiring is actually melting inside the unit. The scent of rotten eggs is the most critical warning. Natural gas is odorless, so utility companies add a chemical to make leaks detectable. If you smell this when the furnace turns on, evacuate your home immediately and call the gas company from outside. For those with older gas models, you can find a clear visual indicator of the system's health by checking the color of the burner flame. In this split-screen diagram, the left side shows the steady blue flame of a healthy system. On the right, the flame is flickering yellow or orange. That yellow color is the result of incomplete combustion. When the burners are dirty or obstructed, they prevent oxygen from mixing properly with the fuel, changing the chemistry of the burn. This inefficient burn produces carbon monoxide. Normally, this gas is contained within the heat exchanger and vented outside. However, if that metal wall has cracked from the vibrations and booming ignitions we discussed earlier, the carbon monoxide leaks into the air, being blown through your vents and drifts into your home. Once you see a yellow flame or smell these odors, the furnace is no longer just a repair issue, it is a direct risk to your safety. Waiting for a struggling furnace to fix itself only ensures that the eventual repair will be more complex and more expensive. The team at Valley Comfort Heating and Air has spent years maintaining the safety and comfort of homes throughout Sonoma, Napa, Placer, and Marin Counties. As an authorized Carrier dealer, we provide specialized factory training to our technicians, ensuring we have the technical knowledge to handle the most advanced heating systems on the market. Our experts can identify these mechanical failures safely, finding the root cause of the noises, smells, or efficiency drops before they lead to an emergency. Reach out to Valley Comfort Heating and Air today to schedule a diagnostic visit. We will ensure your furnace is operating safely before the next cold night arrives.